the whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be going over my Madden 22 MUT Master predictions. Now, next week, guys, we have actually got the regular Madden ratings, and then as we get into August, we're going to get like the MUT database, we're going to get a bunch of MUT news, so I want to get these prediction videos out of the way before EA actually goes ahead and reveals the actual players here. So, I am going to be doing MUT Master today, but I also do want to go ahead and do Level Master and Team Captain. So if you guys have any specific player you want to see, comment them down below. I definitely want to do a prediction video for those as well. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Bucks on Top for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys want a chance to be shout out in the next video, drop a like in the vid. Make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, turn notification bell on, and comment down below Noti Gang. But I have got 5 players to go over for today. Now, I will say though, things could either change this year with the way they choose the MUT Master is, or they can continue the trend and the way they've actually been going with things, which the way they've really been going with things the last couple of years now, starting with Ryan Shazier, or I guess actually even with Sean Taylor. They had Sean Taylor, Ryan Shazier, Pat Tillman, and then this year Sam Mills. So players with a big backstory, something, you know, that happened to them, maybe tragic, unfortunate. As unfortunate as that is, that's kind of the way they've been going with the MUT Master here. So usually a player that was an incredible player and then just had, unfortunately, something happen to them. And I think that I have a couple of players that they could potentially choose for MUT Master, but I also have a couple of players, well, I want to go over 2 players I want to go over as well. They don't necessarily have a backstory to them, but that I think would be good MUT Masters. So let me know down below if there's some players that I've missed out on that maybe had some sort of, you know, event happen to them or some crazy thing happen that you think would qualify them to be MUT Master. Who knows? Maybe EA decides to go ahead and switch it up. I know the last couple of years, as I said, have been people that have had unfortunate things happen to them. Maybe they change it up and go with people that have done like just insane stuff for like the community or something. I'm not really sure what EA wants to do, but we will find out soon enough. But let's go ahead and get into my top 5 picks for EA to make the MUT Master in Madden 22. Now, the first player that I have is going to be Walter Payton. Now, of course, Walter Payton is just an incredible running back. Is always really good in Madden. Was, of course, one of the best running backs of all time in the NFL. Now, in terms of a storyline for Walter Payton, he did unfortunately pass away pretty early. He was only 45 years old, and he did have a very rare liver disease, unfortunately. He actually had a cancer, which was a complication of the liver disease. So you kind of have this storyline there with Walter Payton to go with that if they kind of want to continue on that trend. But also something that just kind of makes me think about Walter Payton is he wasn't in Madden 21. Now, it is possible they just don't have the rights to him anymore, but it is also possible that EA already planned out that they wanted to do Walter Payton for the Madden 22 MUT Master, and maybe they just said, well, we're going to use him as Madden 22 MUT Master, let's just make it kind of be a big return, basically, and just not even put him in Madden 21, and then boom, have him return as the MUT Master in Madden 22. That's just kind of a theory I have as to maybe why he wasn't in Madden 21. I'm not sure if it really makes all that sense because Walter, I mean, he sells packs. You know, it's a card that a lot of people love. A lot of people always try to get. So I'm not sure if they would necessarily do that just to kind of hype up the MUT Master for Madden 22 even more. But who knows? This is a player that was in Madden 21. And to be honest with you guys, I would so love to have Eric Berry. I would love to have Eric Berry be the MUT Master in Madden 22. I actually think that of all the players that I'm going to mention today, he's definitely one of the top ones. Without a doubt, he is one of the top 2 probably that I would like to see, simply for the fact that I just love using Eric Berry. Like, I love using Eric Berry, even though he's only 6 feet tall, especially this card right here. You guys seen this Team Diamonds card this year? It was just insane. It was so insane this year. I would love to see him as the MUT Master. And of course, you guys all know about Eric Berry's story, how he was diagnosed with cancer, beat it, came back, and was just an absolute stud. Like, he definitely has got the storyline for you to kind of keep that going, which I do remember one thing. EA did say at the beginning of the year was they did have a plan for who was going to be MUT Master. They never actually said who it was, but they had a plan for who was going to be MUT Master in Madden 21, and then they changed it towards the end of the cycle, like before they actually had to like confirm everything. So Eric Berry is signed, right? They have his rights. They had him for Madden 21 anyways. Maybe Berry was supposed to be the MUT Master in Madden 21, but then they changed it to Sam Mills. Maybe he'll be Madden 22. And the third and final storyline player that I kind of have for EA to continue on with their MUT Master decisions, if they decide to go along the same path, would definitely be Vincent Jackson. And unfortunately this year, Vincent Jackson did pass away. I will say though, I am really not sure if, number one, if EA wants to do Vincent Jackson, given that this was, just this year that unfortunately this event happened. I'm really not sure if EA would go ahead and do him so soon. I actually think this would be a pretty good MUT Master card as well, seeing as how he is 6'5". He's kind of on the slower side, but it is what it is there. I always felt like Vincent Jackson was a really underrated wide receiver in the NFL. I didn't start watching the NFL until 2012, so I didn't really get to see much of V-Jax going crazy, but I did get to see him, on the Bucks doing his thing there. So I definitely would love to see Vincent Jackson return, and I think this would kind of be a nice way to honor Vincent Jackson, because this isn't necessarily something that they're going to make money off of. That's probably why they decided to not release another Vincent Jackson card actually in Madden 21, because if they drop him as like a UL whatever, then obviously they'd be making money off that. But if they're just making the MUT Master kind of like an honor, which is what they've done with these last couple players as well, I don't know. You guys let me know. Would you like to see that? Do you think it's too soon to do a Vincent Jackson? Would you like to see it? Or would you think it would be a bad move by EA? You guys let me know down below. I feel like, though, I would love to see something to honor Vincent Jackson in Madden. I always loved using his cards and thought he was a really underrated wide receiver. Now, let's say EA decided to move away from the storyline type of background. I do have two other players I would like to recommend here. Number one is Marshawn Lynch. If we're not going to get Walter Payton, I think Marshawn Lynch would actually be awesome. Now, of course, Marshawn is just an absolute truck monster. And of course, they've really added in even more when it comes to next-gen stats and all that for Madden 22. So I feel like having those bigger trucking backs. Now, given Marshawn Lynch only 5'11", 215 pounds here, but I feel like he would definitely break a ton of tackles. And of course, on next gen for Madden 21, players like Derrick Henry, they're so hard to bring down. Now, Derrick Henry is a little bit bigger than Marshawn Lynch, but still as a trucking back, I think he would be very good, especially for next gen Madden. And I think this is one that you guys would probably want to see as a MUT Master. I know I always really like to use Marshawn Lynch cards. We'll see if they have his rights for this year. I'd like it. And the final player that I want to recommend for EA to do for the MUT Master would be Charles Woodson. I would love to see Charles Woodson as well out there. Now, one thing that I think would be so cool, though, is if you got to choose free safety or corner. Now, of course, they do have the secondary position stuff going on right now, so I guess maybe you wouldn't necessarily have to pick, free safety or corner. They could just give you a card, and you could change the position to free safety or corner, whatever you guys wanted to go ahead and do. I think that would be so awesome. I think Charles Woodson is just an incredible card. Every single year, I always pick up whatever cards Charles Woodson gets. He had some really good cards this year with, like, the Zero Chill card, the UL. I really enjoy Charles Woodson cards. He's never, the biggest hit power safety, but at corner, he's got pretty decent hit power for a corner, really good at coverage, 6'1". He's just all around a pretty good beast at cornerback. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you guys drop a like in the video, and of course hit that sub button down below. Let me know, what is your guys' predictions for the MUT Master for Madden 22? Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time.